broadcast. Tom Wormy and Sean Morris with you here in Central Pennsylvania. Time for the Buffalo Wild Wings starting lineups. And for the Wisconsin Badgers, all the way to your right, number 44, Frank Kaminsky. In his last 4 games, averaging 18 points and 8 rebounds, leading the way for the Wisconsin Badgers. The Buffalo Wild Wings starting lineup. For the Penn State Nittany Lions, DJ Newbill, the junior guard from Philadelphia. 23 points to lead the way Thursday in that upset win against Ohio State, and 48 points in the 2 games against the Buckeyes this season. Time now for the Principal Financial Group Edge to the Game with Sean Morris.
First of all, for Wisconsin, they have to pound the ball inside, take care of the basketball, go inside to guys like Frank Kaminsky, and keep the Nittany Lions out of the lane, Tom. Dribble penetration hurt them during the middle part of the conference season. For the Nittany Lions, they have to forget that big win over Ohio State and focus on the task at hand, and part of doing so is going to be valuing the basketball. They were able to overcome 16 turnovers in that win versus Ohio State, but they're playing a team in Wisconsin that only turned it over 3 times in their most recent win versus Indiana. Taking care of the basketball, paramount for Penn State today.
Penn State in the gray, Wisconsin in the red, and the opening tip is controlled by the Nittany Lions. Penn State 14-14 on the season. Trying to go strong to the basket, and the bounce for the Nittany Lions. And Jordan Dickerson gets the first points.
Well, it wasn't pretty. He tried to dunk it, but it ended up finding the bottom of the well. A really concerted effort by Penn State to go right inside. They went bigger, starting Dickerson today in place of Graham Woodward.
Penn State off of that upset win on Thursday, 65-63 against number 22 Ohio State. Out-rebounded the Buckeyes 34-25. Kaminsky. And now Jackson out of the corner for 3. Kaminsky had it for a moment. You've got 3 bodies on the deck. Finally taken by Penn State. And a timeout by the Nittany Lions. Hustle on the deck by Tim Frazier. There's the head coach for Penn State. Pat Chambers is in his 3rd season. 5th overall as a head coach. He has never beaten, though. He has never beaten Wisconsin as a head coach. He is 0-4 against the Badgers.
He has to like the start thus far. A drawn-up play to go right inside to Jordan Dickerson. Went right at Kaminsky. They were able to convert, and then defensively they were very, very active, able to dig out the ball. They had to burn a timeout, though. Penn State will have possession.
Here's how the standings look in the Big Ten. Michigan has already clinched a share of that Big Ten Conference Championship, so they may have the inside track now to that number 1 seed, but the top 4 seeds, the other 3 teams could change as play goes on.
And the reason that Michigan has a chance to, has clinched at least a share of the title, is that the Fighting Illini went into Michigan State. What a great week for the Fighting Illini and John Gross, Tom. They had a big win earlier in the week versus Nebraska, who's trying to play their way into NCAA tournament consideration, and then they go on the road and win East Lansing. The Spartans really battling a lot of injuries right now.
Wisconsin is working on a 6-game winning streak. They won Tuesday at home against Indiana 69-58 and made 22 of 24 free throws. And all the starters in double figures as well, Sean.
And Tom, on every ball reversal, watch where the hands are of every one of the players except for that particular situation, and that's going to drive Coach Pat Chambers crazy. As you saw that possession earlier, every player came out hands high. They don't do it on that 3-point offering. Their hands are down. As a result, an open 3.
That 3 from Sam Decker for Wisconsin, knocked around and taken by Ben Brust.
All it takes is 1 lapse to have it beat you, and that was a great example by Penn State the last time down the floor.
Brust making his 64th straight start for Wisconsin. This is Kaminsky, just a bit strong and taken by the Nittany Lions. Coach Pat Chambers told us prior to the game it has been a wild season for his Nittany Lions. Couple of wins over Ohio State, the first time they swept the Buckeyes since 1998.
Boy, Jordan Dickerson paying dividends early on with a nice offensive putback and then an offensive rebound there, keeping the possession alive.
Decker runs it up for Wisconsin. Kick out by Kaminsky. Decker misses the three. Bruff with the hustle and a whistle.
And that's on Ross Travis. He didn't close out, under control, allowing the offensive rebound for the Badgers.
Bo Ryan, the head coach for Wisconsin, in his 13th year, the most wins in school history with those 314. Overall, Sean, just 3 wins away from 700 in his career.
And how about this? In his 13th season in Madison, he is going to finish in the top 4 all of those years. Remarkable job of putting together a consistent program. So many times they get overlooked as one of the elite programs in the nation, not just nationally. I think it's because they're so consistent year in and year out. They're not very flashy, but they get the job done.
That is Nigel Hayes with the jumper for the Badgers, who have gone to 15 straight NCAA tournaments and 12 in a row with Bo Ryan on the bench.
Nice execution by Penn State on a little bit of the secondary break. They get the ball up the floor quickly. Wisconsin tries to jump the passing lane. Penn State senses that backdoor cut. Travis will shoot a couple.
That's the first foul on Kaminsky. Ross Travis, 68% of the season from the free throw line for the junior from Chaska, Minnesota. Well, Bo Ryan has just done a remarkable job as the head coach at Wisconsin. Twice the Big Ten tournament champs, those coming in 04 and 08.
Multiple national championships at the Division III level at Wisconsin-Platteville. So you give them 5 guys in a ball. I like my chances when Coach Bo Ryan is on the sidelines.
20-plus wins, Sean. 8 straight years and 11 of 13 seasons as the head coach at Wisconsin for Bo Ryan, who seemed pretty calm and cool prior to the game. Sean, he was telling us some jokes and hanging out. But now it's time to focus on the opponent in front of him, the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Really good job by Penn State defensively, keeping Wisconsin exclusively on that side of the floor.
Decker trying to beat the buzzer on the shot clock and taken down by Penn State.
Nice job defensively by the Nittany Lions.
Frazier all the way, count the basket, and he'll go to the free throw line. Tim Frazier, right down Broadway, number 23 for the Nittany Lions.
Mentioned, Tom, they swept the Ohio State Buckeyes, getting a much-needed win, having some confidence coming in against a Wisconsin team that has won 6 straight. Their most recent outing versus Indiana, the Badgers, only 3 turnovers on the evening and 7 fouls total. So if you are playing Wisconsin, the Badgers are going to do absolutely nothing to help you beat them. If you beat Wisconsin, you have to do the job yourself.
How about the second half that Wisconsin had against Indiana, Sean? They trailed by 10 at halftime, 29-19, and scored 50 points in the second half and shot 62%.
And it's because the bigs have a chance to pull out defenders away from their comfort zone and pull defenders out on the perimeter, and conversely, the guards go inside and post up the smaller players. So what they're really trying to do in many situations, Tom, is put the defender out of their comfort zone defensively.
Out of those 6 wins in a row for Wisconsin, 3 of those against top 15 teams. Wins at Iowa, Michigan, and against Michigan State.
Beautiful job by Nigel Hayes with that bounce pass. Led his teammate Decker right to the rim. Nigel Hayes may be only a freshman in terms of basketball eligibility, but he has a PhD in court savvy.
5 points now for Decker. This is Taylor in the corner. Donovan Jack on a nice feed from Taylor.
And a nice post feed by Taylor there, Tom. As you mentioned, it led Jack right to the rim. The weak side help was a little late, and Penn State making a concerted effort to go inside. They started the ball game getting Jordan Dickerson going.
This is Decker through the lane. Taylor comes flying in for the rebound. Taylor wants 3. Jack had a chance to track it down in the corner. It's out of bounds and back to Wisconsin.
John, this is a lost art. Watch the ball reversal. Decker doesn't become a spectator. And look at that bounce pass. Away from the defender and toward the rim. And then Brandon Taylor returns the favor. Poor ball pressure by Wisconsin. He's able to look over the top. The weak side help not there for the Badgers. A rare breakdown on that end of the floor.
Badgers have won 7 of their last 9 games, but on this possession, that one goes out of bounds, but will stay with Wisconsin, which is working on a 4-game winning streak on the road away from Madison.
And this was really a point of emphasis during the Penn State shoot-around yesterday, taking away scoring opportunities for Wisconsin on just this out-of-bounds situation. They want to be cognizant of the lob as well as the strong duck-in right under the basket.
Saw Hayes come out. Kaminsky has come back in, as has Duke-Duken, number 13 for Wisconsin, a junior from Deerfield, Illinois. Shot clock is down to 5 for Brust. Kaminsky squares up for a 3. Halfway down and out.
Another nice job by Penn State, Tom, of keeping Wisconsin exclusively on that right side of the floor. They didn't force Penn State really to defend all of the defensive real estate.
Frazier was trying to drive and got fouled on the play by Duken. First on Duken. Tied at 7 in the first half here on the Big Ten Network. The 41st overall meeting between these two programs. The inbounds pass knocked away by Kaminsky. Duken saw he did not have reinforcements and slowed it up. Jackson. Frazier was on him and may pick up the foul for Penn State.
And if you are the Nittany Lions, you have to understand that the left hand is the dominant hand for Trayvon Jackson and try to force him to your right if possible.
Replacing Brandon Taylor, Travis or Taylor. And number 12,
Trayvon Jackson will be at the free throw line for Wisconsin. Today's Duluth Trading hardest working player is the whole Wisconsin Badger offense and their complete efficiency.
They don't turn the ball over, Tom. They don't foul, and they become a much better foul shooting team. They shoot 75% from the line on the year, good for second in the conference. A year ago, they were dead last in free throw shooting.
Just 63% from the line as a team a year ago and 12th in the conference. They have improved dramatically in that category.
That's a tough shot by Newbill, right-handed shooter going to his left, but he's shown the ability to do that. Hit a couple of big jump shots, very similar to that in Columbus in the first win over the Buckeyes.
First points of the game for DJ Newbill.
DJ Newbill showing you why he averages about 18 points per ball game. Got just a little enough of a rub screen to come off the top, and if you don't come out hands high on Newbill, he will stop in that lane and hit that little jump shot. Outstanding year for the transfer from Southern Miss.
Graham Woodward picked up the foul for Penn State, his first. On the drive. Duken in rhythm.
Nice job by Duken of flaring out, but how about the playmaking ability of Frank Kaminsky at 6'11" to put the ball on the floor, not just put it on the floor, but put it on the floor with his left hand and get it to his teammate in a position he could do something with it. Very impressive for the big fella.
Frazier. Jack comes up short. Decker, potential 3-on-2. Kaminsky blocked by Jack, but a foul on the play.
Well, Frank Kaminsky has been actively involved on the offensive end in the last 2 possessions. Watch the big guy right here, the little shot fake, the jab. He's able to put the ball on the floor with his left hand and get by Jack, and Duken doing a smart job of flaring out toward the corner to better the passing angle for Kaminsky. But this guy, I don't think there's any question, Frank Kaminsky is the most improved player in the conference this season.
Number 32,
How about what Kaminsky did on November 19th? It's North Dakota, 43 points and a school record in that game by Kaminsky.
And he's a guy that is so versatile. We saw his ability to put the ball on the floor, Tom. He's 54% from the floor, can stretch you out from deep at 39%. You foul him, he's going to make you pay there at 81%, gives you 6 boards, and he's blocked almost 2 shots per ball game on the year.
Top 10 in the league in most of those categories as well for Kaminsky, as Wisconsin will get the basketball back.
Penn State extending the defense a little bit, and oh boy, it almost paid dividends.
Kaminsky is the cutter. Second effort. Walks the ball out of bounds.
Well, Wisconsin was very fortunate to even get that shot because Trayvon Jackson went to make the pass, tried to pull it back, and the ball left his hands. Penn State just not able to pick it up, and then the Badgers able to get a shot at the rim. Kaminsky just not able to convert.
So Kaminsky will get a breather for Wisconsin. Nigel Hayes, number 10, has come in for the Badgers.
And now without that shot blocking presence of Kaminsky, let's see if Penn State tries to spread the floor and get a dribble drive or get something going toward the basket.
Frazier doesn't get the bounce, and Hayes comes in for the rebound. Jackson eyes up, trying to make his way to the rim, and does so.
Boy, what a pretty move by Trayvon Jackson. The crowd wants to walk. There's no way. That was an excellent step-through move. But if you are Penn State, you have to jump that left hand and force to go predominantly right.
Another turnover. Brust for 3.
And Trayvon Jackson getting it done. Not just creating for himself, but here in transition, Tom, he's able to get it done. Draws the attention, allowing
Trayvon Jackson making his move inside for Wisconsin, and then they follow it up with a 3-pointer from Ben Brust, who now has 207 career threes. That is 5th best in Wisconsin school history.
Brust shooting 37% from behind the arc on the year, and it was created by spacing and Trayvon Jackson with the dribble. Wisconsin now picking it up on the defensive end of the floor as well, up 8.
Widow Samantha in attendance, and they have raised $30,000 in donations, which will also be matched for a total of $60,000 raised in memory of Brandon Ream, passing away at the age of 29 after his 2-year battle with cancer, and being honored in the building today on T. Ream Day here at Penn State. Brandon, who put up such a courageous fight with the deadly disease, supporting the men's basketball program with Tim Frazier and his wife Samantha. His parents, Gary and Rebecca, also in attendance today. Again, $30,000 raised. Other members of the Ream family. There's his parents, Gary and Rebecca. Everybody here enjoying the basketball and remembering Brandon Ream. Hayes traveled before the basket.
Good job by Hayes of getting in the middle of the 2 lines of the 2-3 zone defense being employed by the Nittany Lions. He did everything right, just pulled that pivot foot at the last second before he released the ball.
Penn State trying to stop a 9-0 Wisconsin run, and the Badgers up 17-9. Badgers have won 4 in a row in the series and 17 of the last 19.
Penn State needs to reverse the basketball right now. It's been on this left side of the floor, and the shot clock is now under 10.
Newbill.
The continued evolution of his game is so impressive. A year ago, he might have tried to penetrate Tom and get all the way to the rim, but there he pulls up, avoids the charge as well as the shot block.
You know, he's a guy who loves to play against Wisconsin as well. He averaged 17 points per game in the 2 games against the Badgers last year.
What a beautiful pass by Hayes. Nigel Hayes just drop and change. First to Sam Decker, then on the backdoor cut to Douye Dukin. That's a freshman at 6'8" delivering those passes. His all-around game is certainly impressive.
Ross Travis was trying to bend the rim and got fouled in the process.
This pass. Ross Travis gets caught watching the basketball. Nigel Hayes senses that, as does Dukin. Dukin dives to the rim, and a lot of times you'll see that pass skid. It'll be behind, but here it leads Dukin right to the rim, and he has enough bounce on it and enough mustard that it leads Dukin right to the rim. He doesn't have to reach behind him or down to his knees to pick it up. Excellent delivery. The second such play by Nigel Hayes.
Travis at the free throw line for Penn State after missing his first 2 free throw attempts. He connects on these 2, his first points of the game. So the lead now 6-4, Wisconsin with the basketball.
And Tom, Frank Kaminsky back in the ball again, because the last few times down the floor, Penn State had been able to dribble, drive, and pull up without the shot blocking presence of Kaminsky to discourage him.
Kaminsky mid-range, all net.
6'11", can still step you out away from the rim. Velvet touch, can deliver off the bounce. Future's certainly bright for him.
So improved from last year, Sean, as you mentioned. 4.2, the points per game average, up to over 13 this season for Kaminsky. And now a foul on the Badgers.
So much of basketball is moving without the ball. Watch where he starts this. He's right in the gut of the defense, right here, okay? He doesn't become a spectator. He keeps moving. He fans out. And again, it's Nigel Hayes with the court awareness. Hayes off the bench with 3 assists to 3 different players.
Kaminsky, who shoots 54% from the floor, 4th best in the Big Ten Conference. Woodward, Newbill, beyond the arc. Woodward needs to wait for reinforcements. He will not. Tries a 3. May have been deflected. Jackson the outlet, now Brust. Kaminsky thought about 3. Brust, who has a 3-pointer in the game. As we close in on the 8-minute mark of the first half. Kaminsky strong to the rim. Met there by Dickerson, so Dickerson will pick up the foul. When we come back, Frank Kaminsky at the free throw line for Bo Ryan and the Wisconsin Badgers tournament. So this just the beginning of the action on the Big Ten Network today. Tom Wormy along with Sean Morris and our outstanding Big Ten Network production crew with Kaminsky at the free throw line.
Mentioned it, in addition to taking care of the basketball versus Indiana, they were very efficient from the foul stripe, 22 of 24 last time out.
So Kaminsky now is 2 for 4 from the free throw line, and 4 points for Frank Kaminsky. Normally a very steady free throw shooter, 81% of the season for number 44 in red and white. Taylor trying to back his way down, use the size advantage.
Really nice job by Brandon Taylor of establishing post position. He didn't give up. It looked like Gosser had beaten him to a spot, but he was able to repost and they found him.
Wisconsin won both meetings against Penn State last year, including here at the Bryce Jordan Center when Jackson hit a buzzer beater to win it 63-60. Kaminsky has to send it back out to Jackson. Saved by the Badgers. That's Kaminsky with a chance.
That's really a difficult situation for Penn State. They did a pretty good job. It looked like Dickerson had blocked out, but they don't corral the rebound. Watch, it looks like they're going to have a chance to go the other way. It skips exactly where you think it would. Dickerson's not able to clean it up. Active play by Decker keeps it alive, and then the up and under fake by Kaminsky will send him to the foul line.
Kaminsky now with 7 points, and he leads all scorers at that figure.
If I'm Penn State right now, I'm going to go right back to that matchup because they switched Gosser. He's no longer guarding Taylor, but Taylor also has the size advantage on Rust. I'd go right back down there tonight.
You should be a coach, Sean Morris.
I'm undefeated. Those guys are nuts.
That one off of Penn State and back to Wisconsin. So you saw Hayes come up off of that bench for Wisconsin. He'll come back in. So Kaminsky comes out, and today's Motel sixth man, Wisconsin's Nigel Hayes. Averaging 20 minutes off the bench in conference play and close to 10 points per game and over 3 rebounds per game. The Motel sixth man, Nigel Hayes.
And today, 3 assists to 3 different teammates, showing his versatility.
Gasser, that's a 3.
You cannot come out hands down on Josh Gosser. Gosser, 46% from behind the line on the year, leads the Big Ten in that category. You better come out hands high and give him something to shoot over.
39th made 3 of the season for Gasser, who averages over 9 points per game at 11 against Indiana in 37 minutes. All the way to the rim, DJ Newbill.
And again, without the shot-blocking presence of Kaminsky in there, Newbill recognized that, Tom, able to turn the corner.
Rust trying to beat his man, cut off on the baseline. Hayes bounced it out, and Jackson saved it. Decker hanging in the air.
Good job by Donovan Jack coming out with the hand high. That's exactly what you need to do. Excellent job by Donovan Jack.
Jackson couldn't get to the interior. Rust is open for 3. An easy rebound for Taylor.
Really nice defensive sequence by the Nittany Lions there. They closed out hands high because they saw the last time down the floor when they didn't do so on Gosser, he made him pay. Donovan Jack, excellent job of coming out hands high and forcing Rust to put the ball on the floor.
Newbill driving, using the glass effectively. And into double figures with 11 points for DJ Newbill.
And points in the paint when Wisconsin went through a little bit of a drought in terms of wins and losses. It was points in the paint that hurt them. And as Penn State climbs back, particularly with Kaminsky on the bench, that's where the Nittany Lions have been getting the job done.
Hayes misses. Decker over the top, but he'll pick up the personal foul.
And Tom, DJ Newbill, 18 points per ball game. Watch right here. Able to turn the corner, utilize great body control and the ability to use that crossover to create some space. And then here, it's just a straight bust out. That's a very difficult shot as he's able to shoot over the top of Nigel Hayes and Frank Kaminsky on the bench, not able to come over and adjust that shot via his shot blocking ability.
And the Quicken Loans, amazing performance. Spotlighting DJ Newbill in the outstanding game against Ohio State this past Thursday with those 23 points, a couple of three-pointers as well. And 11 of 12 from the free throw line in the upset win of the Ohio State Buckeyes. Newbill has 11 points. He is the only player so far on either team to get into double figures, but he has now done that 26 times this season for the Nittany Lions, Sean.
He has really expanded his offensive game to get in the lane and create, but he's also become a much better and more consistent jump shooter, and they were almost able to get another basket in the lane.
Penn State had such a tough start to the conference schedule, starting 0-6, but they are 5-4 since then as Hayes will get fouled. We'll step aside from Penn State.
Some of the teams in the conference, most notably a team like Minnesota, potentially Nebraska, but Dave Refson, Mike DeCourcy, and Jim Jackson do a great job with Big Ten basketball and beyond.
Syracuse, the loss to Virginia yesterday. That ensured Virginia the #1 seed
How about
in the
Kentucky
ACC tournament.
How about Kentucky losing twice this week? To Arkansas and then to South Carolina.
So 1 of 2 for Nigel Hayes. And he now has 3 points. But as Sean pointed out, he has distributed the basketball in fine fashion so far this afternoon to his Wisconsin teammates. Taylor, aggressive move. Rocking the stanchion with the layup. And he's going to the line.
That's what you have to do if you're going to finish at the rim. An excellent post feed. Again, away from the defense, which leads the shooter, Brandon Taylor, toward the rim. And I really like what he did. He put his shoulder toward the rim. So if someone was going to block the shot, they had to come through him.
Sophomore from Tabernacle, New Jersey. 86% of the season from the line, and he completes the three-point play. 5 points now for Brandon Taylor. Long rebound. Russ tried to grab it in front of the Penn State bench. Pat Chambers imploring the official. He said he stepped on the line, and the officials agree with him.
Long shot, long rebound. Ooh, I don't know. Looked like he might have had a little bit of real estate. It's kind of hard to tell from that angle, but regardless, we're going the other way.
Officials right on top of it, as was Pat Chambers, the Penn State head coach. And now we get a foul against the Nittany Lions.
Trying to free up a player with a baseline screen. They got an illegal screen there.
That's against Frazier, Sean. Second on Frazier. Just a three-point game. The Badgers leading the Nittany Lions. Stay tuned for analysis, predictions, and more on the State Farm Halftime Report. Coming up in just 2 minutes and 54 seconds. Pat Chambers, who was also the head coach at Boston University, and took them to the NCAA tournament back in 2011.
And that's a big call because that's 3 fouls on Tim Frazier.
Near steal for the Nittany Lions.
Good job by Jordan Dickerson. It looked like they might be an interior feed, but Dickerson didn't give up on the play, Tom, and came with that inside hand.
There is Frazier on the bench. With those personal fouls, he has 3 points so far in the game. Three-pointer out of the corner.
How about that ball movement by Wisconsin? They went side to side, and that's what you have to do against a zone-type defense that being employed by the Nittany Lions. Force them to rotate. They did that. No unnecessary dribbling. The ball reversed very quickly, allowing that spot up in the corner.
Gosler's second 3 of the game, and now 40 on the season. 46% from beyond the arc for him. Best in the conference.
And then another great job defensively by Gosler, coming with the inside hand for the steal.
Jackson tried to drop it to Kaminsky. Could not save it. And taken by Newbill. Got it right back. Lines up a 3. Tried to follow his shot. Couldn't do it. Thrusted a 3-on-3. Crowd wanted steps.
That's a legitimate use of the jump stop.
Kaminsky trying to post up. Doubled and tripled, and it bounces off. Just a minute 20 to go in our first half. Stay tuned for the State Farm Halftime Report. Mike Hall, Tim Doyle in our Chicago studios. 31-25, the number 14 team, the Wisconsin Badgers, with the lead on Penn State. Shot clock to 10. Game clock inside of a minute. Travis in trouble, gets out of trouble, and gets the roll.
Really nice job by Ross Travis there of not panicking. He took the defender all the way underneath the basket, then kept that pivot foot anchored, able to step out. Jordan Dickerson made it more difficult than it needed to be, Tom, because he didn't flare out and take the help with him.
Final 33 seconds of the first half from Bryce Jordan Center. Kaminsky cut off. Hesitation Jackson. Difficult shot.
How about the strong show by Jordan Dickerson, forcing Trayvon Jackson to try to shoot over the top, and Dickerson maintained the floor, meaning he didn't leave his feet unnecessarily.
5 seconds for Penn State. Newbill pulls up. And that'll do it for the first 20 minutes. DJ Newbill into double figures with 11 points. That also included a 3-point basket for Penn State, the only player on either team to reach double figures in the first half, DJ Newbill. So Bo Ryan's team has the halftime lead, 31 moments away from the start of the second half here on the Big Ten Network. Wisconsin and Penn State, and we revisit those salient points Sean made at the top of the broadcast.
Well, Wisconsin, they needed to keep the Nittany Lions out of the paint, and Penn State able to get in there. 16 to 8 points in the paint advantage, and for the Nittany Lions, taking care of the basketball was troublesome for them against Ohio State. It has continued today. They have 6 turnovers. Wisconsin has converted those into 10 points.
Badgers up by 4 at halftime, led by as many as 9 early on in the first half. And they get an immediate whistle and a foul against Wisconsin.
Gosser and Brandon Taylor kind of got hooked up in that mid-post area. If there was a little bit more traffic, it would have been far more difficult for the officials to see that leaning on one another, but they were out in the open floor, making it an easier spot for the refs.
Taylor, acrobatic.
So they're going right inside. They started the ball game in just that fashion, going to Jordan Dickerson. Here they come out of the locker room, and they made a concerted effort to get Brandon Taylor going to the 10.
Sophomore Brandon Taylor, 6'7", 235, and now with 7 points. Kaminsky spinning, faking, and scoring.
Again, Tom, his ability to put the ball on the floor with his off or left hand, this gives him so much more versatility, and you saw Dickerson really have to honor that left hand because he can get to the rim and score, but he's able to come back to the strong hand.
Newbill now up to 13 points with the basket.
And 20 of the 31 points for the Nittany Lions have come in the lane.
Newbill, who went over 1,000 points for his career in the first half with 11, now with 13. This is Decker, three-pointer.
Tim Frazier on the floor to start the second half with 3 fouls. He has to be careful.
Misses the 3 attempt, and Wisconsin wants to run. Jackson.
Smart play by Frazier. Smart play by both players. Jackson knew he had Frazier back there by himself, and Frazier's like, I'm getting out of the way. Look like me when the check comes. Just get away from him.
That now 5 points for Trayvon Jackson. That is not true, Sean Morris. You're a generous young man. Academic All-American in your playing days at Northwestern.
I don't know
we all
about
remember
Young.
that.
I don't know about Young.
Taylor with a turnaround. Taken by Jackson.
So let's see if Jackson tries to attack him again.
Kaminsky, straight on 3 is short. Newbill, 1 on 4, decides to take it out. Newbill maybe deserved a better fate after all of that effort to get to the rim. Gosser tried to drop it to Brust. They couldn't collaborate. Kept alive by the Badgers.
And I think Brandon Taylor might have rolled his ankle. He came up kind of hippie here. Watch him as he jogs down the floor. Yeah, he rolled his ankle. He landed kind of awkwardly down in that lane.
Penn State needs Brandon Taylor. He's got 7 points in the game, trying to shake off the effects of rolling that ankle just moments ago and fighting with Brust, who just hit his second 3 of the game for the Badgers. Taylor trying to exploit the size advantage, and he hits the deck and stays there for a moment.
Last time down the floor, Brandon Taylor, you mentioned it, really making his presence known on the offensive end. He's number 10. Yeah, he rolled his ankle. He stepped on Ben Brust inadvertently and just kind of rolled that ankle. You'll see him go down right there. And if you are Brandon Taylor, And you want to stay in the ballgame because if you go over and sit down for any period of time and you roll that ankle significantly in any way, shape, or form, it'll start to swell. So make sure you try to keep it as warm as possible.
Taylor guarded by Jackson, who hit the deck, and Taylor scores.
And I like the no call by the official. There was a little bit of contact, but Brandon Taylor able to spin away from it. I like the no call there.
Taylor now with 9 to go, along with 6 rebounds and 4 of 6 from the floor.
That was pretty.
Nigel Hayes.
Oh, the little Sigma inside move, the up fake, and then able to turn the corner and complete. That's beautiful basketball by Nigel Hayes.
Five points now for Nigel Hayes. And the lead by 7 for Wisconsin, which led by 4 at halftime. Frazier trying to drop it inside, taken back by Jackson. Gosser beyond the arc.
You cannot lose him. You cannot lose, I don't care if it's in the half court or in transition, you cannot lose the conference's leading three-point shooter in terms of percentage. That's going to be a point of emphasis for Coach Pat Chambers in this timeout. But it hasn't been just Josh Gosser, Tom, that has gotten the Badgers going. It's the up and under and the rip through by Nigel Hayes to put himself on the board, and then no one around. Josh Gosser won the Horizon League championship. Virginia, that win continues to look even better as the Cavaliers clinch the ACC regular season title. And Wisconsin right now realistically has a chance to be the highest seeded Big Ten team if everything were to hold form right now going into the NCAA tournament play because of the work they've done. Their body of work very impressive this year.
Yeah, that incredible record, 7-2 against current top 25 opponents. We'll get back to Bryce Jordan Center right after this on the Big Ten Network.
Choose your...
Back on the Big Ten Network with the number 14 team of the country, the Wisconsin Badgers, at a 10-point lead against Penn State. 15:38 to go in our second half of action. Tom Wormy along with Sean Morris and our outstanding Big Ten Network production crew. A turnover cashed in by the Nittany Lions by DJ Newbill.
Active hands by Travis, then giving the extra effort, going to the getting it out.
For the afternoon.
And right now, Penn State doing this without their fifth-year senior Tim Frazier on the floor with those 3 fouls.
Crowd starts to get into it as the Nittany Lions try to close in on the Badgers, who have dominated this series recently.
This was a double-digit lead for the Badgers, but active hands by Ross Travis. The extra effort to Newbill, then John Johnson turns the corner and able to get to the rim. And again, with the shot-blocking presence of Frank Kaminsky on the bench, getting a little bit of a break, Penn State taking advantage of that, able to turn the corner and go all the way to the rim.
Jackson in a congested area somehow got the shot away with the shot clock winding down.
Such an effective use of that 2-foot jump stop to get yourself some momentum and then utilize it to gain momentum and strength going toward the rim. Excellent job by Trayvon Jackson.
That is 7 points now for Jackson as Hayes is going to pick up the foul.
Trayvon Jackson does a really good job of keeping his dribble alive, and Coach Pat Chambers not pleased because he knows that Trayvon Jackson wants to come back to that left hand. You have to force him to beat you going to his right.
Here comes Kaminsky back into the game for Hayes. Freshman out, Kaminsky the junior in with 9 points.
Yeah, they need to get this ball out of the corner. Nothing good is happening on that side of the floor for Penn State. They need to reverse it.
Down low to Jack, got double teamed. And a foul is called against the Badgers. It's going to be Kaminsky, second. So Johnson on the inbounds for Penn State. Woodward, catch and release. Jack the rebound, fresh shot clock. Newbill out of nowhere.
How about Newbill with some great strength to pick up that loose ball, getting into the shooting pocket, turn his shoulder into the defender and finish off the window.
17 points now for DJ Newbill, the junior from Philadelphia. Decker kind of back his way down.
Good job by Travis of not giving ground.
Shot clock at 6. Kaminsky ran into a double team off the front of the rim, taken by Johnson. 6'1", just took it away from 7 feet. Newbill.
Good contest by, excellent job by Decker of getting out on Newbill. Really good job by Decker defensively.
And the officials are going to award the basketball to Wisconsin. Foul on Ross Travis.
You see the contest by Decker, then underneath they get hooked up top, they get Ross Travis with the discard.
Decker slashing through the lane, but he traveled. Jackson will get a breather as Bronson Koenig has come in. Decker has 5 points for Wisconsin, but all in the first half.
Brandon Taylor back in the ballgame after rolling that ankle. I'm not going to be surprised if they retaped it a little bit. He just needs to stay fresh because if he did roll it, it didn't look like a very severe roll of the ankle, but nevertheless, that'll start to swell if you sit too long.
9 points in the game for the sophomore, Brandon Taylor. Newbill has 17, and that leads everybody. After scoring 11 in the first half and going over 1,000 for his career, and then is Johnson flying to the rim.
Nice job by Johnson of getting past the initial defender, and good spacing by Penn State took away the weak side help from Wisconsin.
4 points now for John Johnson. What a drive right there by Gosser. And he got fouled.
Well, 2 excellent uses of dribble drives on successive possessions. First for the Nittany Lions, the ball reversal, the rip through, and you saw the really good spacing by Penn State, which took away the weak side help from Wisconsin. And then Gosser returns the favor. He isolates Donovan Jack, getting him out of his comfort zone defensively, able to turn the corner and complete.
First 2-point basket of the afternoon for Gosser. 87% from the line on the season, second best of the Big Ten, Sean.
Foul trouble has been a problem for Donovan Jack all year. Jack has fouled out of 6 ball games thus far this season.
Gosser is the leading scorer for Wisconsin with 12 points. We crossed the 12-minute mark of the second half. Penn State and Wisconsin. Newbill with a hesitation and using the glass.
And that hesitation got the defender up out of his stance just enough, Tom, to allow him to turn the corner, and another excellent use of the window by DJ Newbill.
That is now 19 points for Newbill. Kaminsky stepped out and thought about a 3. Koenig. Taylor goes down again after the rebound. Tries to hustle to get back into the play. Newbill tipped up by Donovan Jack.
But even though Newbill didn't score the basket himself, Tom, what it did, that dribble drive forced all the red jerseys to come down and help. That allowed Donovan Jack to get to the rim and clean up the mess. The defender up out of his stance, and then on the next possession, Newbill able to turn the corner. He wasn't able to convert the drive himself, but it forced Wisconsin to react defensively, allowing the tip in by Donovan Jack.
This is the closest the Nittany Lions have been here in the second half after trailing by 4 after the first 20 minutes. 48-45 and a 12-5 run by Penn State. Brust for three.
That was some great court savvy by Ben Brust. He looked like he was pulling on his shorts over here, like he was tired. Graham Woodward bit on it, and he came right over the top. That was excellent.
That's your move, Sean Morris.
Life is tough.
Johnson misses. Kaminsky pulls it down.
That was just some great court savvy by Ben Brust, and he got the freshman Graham Woodward to bite on it.
So Brust now with 9 points, and they have all come by way of the three-point basket. Knocked away by Johnson and saved. Right to Dickerson.
How about the job John Johnson has come in running the point in the absence of Tim Frazier, but that forced 3 fouls.
Taylor, eyes for the rim. A little bit out of control, and Decker got in his way.
I think he got away with a walk before he even shot the ball.
Kaminsky. Blocked by Taylor. And he was celebrating before he'd hit the ground after blocking Kaminsky.
Well, Taylor has been really active on both ends of the floor. I like the drive by Kaminsky, but Dickerson stayed with him enough to keep his body in front of him enough to allow Taylor to come over for the help.
Newbill. He'll earn a couple of free throws. When we come back, Tim Frazier will be back in the game for Penn State. Want to donate or learn more, log on to www.teamream.org for more on the Team Ream Foundation in honor of Brandon Ream. Rebecca hanging on to that basketball. Couple of free throws for Newbill. His first trips to the line in the game, and he now has 21 points.
34 points in the paint thus far for the Nittany Lions.
Brust.
They dodged one there, did the Nittany Lions. I mean, he was wide open, and Brust was 3 of 4 prior to that option, now 3 of 5.
Taylor the entry. A series of moves right there by Ross Travis, and Decker fouled him.
Good duck in by Travis, but then he bailed out Decker because he brought the ball right back into him. I thought this might have had an opportunity to be a jump ball. He had an excellent job of establishing position, but with the footwork, he brought the ball right back into the defender, Decker.
Second foul on Decker with Travis at the free throw line. First points of the second half. Ross Travis now with 5.
The free throw line also a big part of their win last time out versus Ohio State, as the Nittany Lions converted 22 of 28 from the stripe.
Inside of 9 minutes to go in the game. Brust up the feed from Jackson.
What a beautiful job by Ben Brust of moving without the basketball. He had Frazier on it, Tom. He ran him off his screen, and Frazier has to know that he has to close out under control if he catches it behind the arc. Ben Brust sensed that, go all the way to the rim. Good delivery.
11 points now for Brust, the 50th time in his career to double figures. The block from Decker. Recovered. And the easy layup there by Tim Frazier, didn't realize how open he was.
And a nice job by Ross Travis of not panicking. He was in a very difficult situation, double teamed along the baseline.
Brust, 3. Fourth made 3 of the game for Ben Brust.
You have to close out on him, hands high, and make him put the ball on the floor.
Made 3 threes in the win against Indiana earlier this week, and now Decker takes over. Hayes trying to work on Taylor, and the foul against Penn State.
Well, Nigel Hayes will go to the line, but offensively, it has been Ben Brust showing you his versatility. Watch it come all the way across the floor, using the curl cut then he can knock it down from 3. As a result, Wisconsin up 5 on the road. Penn State trying to climb back at home. State battling some injuries, and Wisconsin just keeps on chugging, looking like they will have their 13th consecutive top 4 finish in the conference, heading down into the tournament in Indianapolis.
Nebraska 9-7 in conference play. Hayes at the free throw line for Wisconsin. 2 times the Big Ten champs at 04 and 08. Beat Illinois in both of those championship games, and 6 appearances overall in the title game last year, losing to Ohio State.
Nigel Hayes now with 7 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. Just another outstanding performance for the freshman.
And those 4 assists, a season high for Nigel Hayes. 7.5 minutes to go in the second half. This is Taylor showing no ill effects of the rolled ankle a couple of minutes ago. Out of bounds, and the officials say it'll be Wisconsin basketball.
I like what Taylor did attacking the rim, points in the paint, really to the advantage, actually doubling up the Badgers thus far. 36-18 are the Nittany Lions.
Wisconsin is led by as many as 10 here in the second half. Up by 7 and in possession of the basketball, and Jackson.
And I'm not sure what Graham Woodward is studying academically here, but right now he is getting a PhD in terms of moving without the basketball by Ben Brush.
Step back 3. Also couldn't connect on another 3-pointer, and a chance for Penn State to creep further back into this game. Spinning move, and he got the bounce. Ross Travis. Eight points for Travis.
Good job by Woodward there of beating Bruss to the post. And they have a mismatch on the far side of the floor. Now they switched it back. They had Johnson on Hayes. Oh, the up and under.
It's going to be Johnson reaching in for his second personal foul.
Ross Travis is doing a nice job of posting up on the other end with a good duck-in, able to catch the spin away from defense. And going back to the stronger right hand, that's a very difficult conversion. Good job by Decker of maintaining verticality. And then Nigel Hayes able to get down on the block and the step through. He'll shoot a couple.
Registration now open for the 2014 BTN Big 10K. Represent your Big Ten school on July 26th in Chicago. The 10K and 5K races include a post-race tailgate with mascots, cheerleaders, food, and more. Register today at btnbig10k.com. So Hayes has now hit his last 5 free throws, and 5 of 6 from the line, 9 points. 7-point difference for Penn State. Its last win against Wisconsin came in March of 2011 in the second round of the Big Ten tournament. The score in that game, Sean, was 36-33. No problem with points today as Johnson slashes.
And John Johnson doing a really nice job in relief of Tim Frazier. Even though he's back on the floor, is Frazier with the 3 fouls. He's really been negated with his ability to get to the rim and complete, and John Johnson has filled that role.
Gasser went strong to the basket, couldn't get it, and now Johnson comes out of the pack. Johnson wants 3.
I don't like that shot. I just don't like that shot. You've been able to get to the rim. I know you've got a little bit of a bounce in your step. You didn't throw up Wisconsin defensively. Get to the rim and maybe be able to cut into this lead with the clock stopped from the foul line.
Wisconsin has won 4 in a row in the series and 17 of the last 19. Pretty good record here at Penn State as well. 12-7 on the road for the Badgers in central Pennsylvania. Jackson trying to get around Jack, and a foul on the play. 3rd on Donovan Jack.
Donovan Jack, we talked about it earlier, Tom. Foul trouble has really been a problem for him this year. He's fouled out of 6 ball games. And he's a pretty versatile post player. He can step out and knock down threes, and he'll learn how to move his feet and not put himself in a position to draw those fouls, as he has to head to the bench now with his fourth.
So Jack gets a breather. Hayes was trying to make his move in the official.
They got Newbill.
Points on Newbill, yeah. Foul on Newbill.
Fouls on number 2, DJ Newbill. Is second.
Second on Newbill. Leads the way, 21 points in the afternoon. Leads all scorers in our game this afternoon, but that will put Gosser on the free throw line for Wisconsin.
And that's not where you want him to be if you're Penn State. 88% from the line is Gosser on the year.
And now 13 points. Two free throws from the junior from Port Washington, Wisconsin. And now 14 points in total. 3 of 3 from the line and 3 3-pointers for Gosser. The lead back up to 7. Newbill got the bounce and a chance at a 3-point play.
And that's why I didn't like the 3-point shot by John Johnson the prior possession, Tom, because they didn't probe Wisconsin defensively. And this is what happens when you space the floor and allow a guy like DJ Newbill to get in the lane. He's done it all day. Force Wisconsin to try to keep you out of the lane, because that has been a challenge for them thus far.
What a day it's been for Newbill, as Hayes will have to come out. He's now got 4 personal fouls. Over 1,000 points in his Penn State career, but comes up short and misses his first free throw of the game. Now 2 of 3 from the line for Newbill.
Very close to a 10-second count. Yep. And because the officials they no longer have the hand count, Tom. They go by the shot clock, and the ball was still in the hands of Trayvon Jackson as that shot clock went to 25.
So the Nittany Lions get the ball back, trailing 62-57. They've gotten within 3 this half after trailing by 4 at halftime. The last win against Wisconsin at the Bryce Jordan Center, you have to go back to January of 2011. Badgers get it back. That was a close game as well back in 2011. 56-52. These teams have played some very competitive matchups over the last several years. Most of the time, Wisconsin has come away with a victory. Kaminsky. Decker on the drive. Taylor met him at the rim.
How about the challenge by Taylor? Nice job by Taylor rotating over. Decker had every intention of trying to dunk that thing.
Put back up and in by Ross Travis. He now has 10 on the second effort. Back to a 3-point game. 3:15 to go. After the emotion of Thursday night and the win against Ohio State, can Penn State do it again against a ranked opponent? Jackson. Decker with the tip. Newbill gets the basketball.
And a nice job defensively by Frazier of keeping Trayvon Jackson in front of him.
Frazier thought about going to the basket. Jackson defended him.
And you have to get something going to the rim. I mean, there's no reason if you're Penn State to settle for a jump shot here. Space the floor, put the ball in the hands of either Newbill or Frazier, and force Wisconsin to keep you out of the paint.
Shot clock to 6. Newbill lost the handle out of bounds and back to the Badgers. 3-point game, 62-59. Badgers in the lead over Penn State with 2:23 to go in our 6:30 Eastern with the tip-off show Wednesday presented by Buffalo Wild Wings.
Michigan in the driver's seat right now. You take a look at where Wisconsin is as a result of their recent 6-game winning streak. Nebraska right now would get a bye in the first round of the tournament as they sit in 4th place. Outstanding job by Tim Miles.
62-59 with the timeout on the court. Wisconsin has won 7 of its last 9 games. Penn State for back-to-back wins against ranked opponents. Let's check out today's Reese's Perfect combination. DJ Newbill, what a day. 23 points, Sean Morris.
10 of 21 from the floor, able to get to the rim. A big reason that Penn State right now has 44 points in the paint. And Brandon Taylor chipping in as well. Defensively very active. Taylor with 9 points, 4 of 8 from the floor. That doesn't tell the full story of Taylor's impact on the ball game today.
That are Reese's perfect combination. Newbill and Taylor. 3-point game. This is the closest the Nittany Lions have been. Second occasion they have got the lead whittled down to 3.
John Johnson on Ben Brust right now. He cannot fall asleep because Brust will run him through a series of screens, try to post him up. If Johnson falls asleep, he will make him pay.
And Brust has already made 4 3-pointers in our game this afternoon.
And now Gosser and Brust on the same side of the floor.
Jackson with the shot clock at 10. The game clock is inside of 2 minutes. Brust is open for 3. That'll be short. Decker ran it down. And now a foul is called on the play. It's going to be on Taylor.
Well, a pretty good contest running out on Brust. As a result, the shot is a little short. Taylor goes down to try to dig it out. But they get him with the foul. And right now, Wisconsin will go to the foul line to shoot the bonus on the common foul.
So the 1-and-1 for Decker. Second foul against Brandon Taylor. Decker has not been to the line in the game, but confidently makes the first, and now 6 points. Sam Decker.
Number 10, Nigel Hayes back in.
Hayes comes back in for Wisconsin. Kaminsky out. Kaminsky 9 points, but 7 in the first half, just 2 in the second half of our game. Big free throws from Decker now with 7 points.
Still plenty of time, Tom. You don't need to settle for 3.
Newbill trying to create, ended up traveling.
How about the job that Gosser did of moving his feet, Tom? He tends to get overlooked for his defensive prowess. I think, you know, obviously Aaron Kraft gets a lot of credit, deservedly so, but Josh Gosser is a wonderful defender, not only away from the ball, but on the ball. He had his hands up and moved his feet. That led to the travel from Newbill.
Gosser and Brust lead the way this afternoon, each with 14 points for the Wisconsin Badgers. And now there's a minute and a half to go. Badgers have hung on to the lead throughout the second half. Jackson puts on the brakes and then puts a little backspin on that one. Hits the back of the rim and drops.
How about the ability to stop very quickly? He got Travis away from the rim, able to knock it down.
Newbill does not get the same bounce at this end.
Trayvon Jackson able to dribble, create space. Travis has to retreat. It goes up there, finds the bottom of the well. And a year ago, Trayvon Jackson hit a 3-point shot as the game clock expired to send Wisconsin home victorious and Penn State home to their respective dorms with a difficult loss.
And that was here at Bryce Jordan Center. 63-60 when Jackson hit that buzzer beater. Jackson, by the way, picked up that last foul. That is why Frazier's at the free throw line. 1 of 2.
Nice play by Travis. Excellent job by Ross Travis. He knew he couldn't corral it, so he back tips it. That's worth 2 points. Johnson gets the basket, but if there were such a thing, the assist should go to Ross Travis because of his ability to keep the play alive. He knew he couldn't get the rebound himself. Back tips. As a result, Johnson able to corral it and goes right to the rim. Headsy play by Ross Travis. You're going to see it right here. He knows he can't get it, so he back tips it. That's a live ball. There's no over and back, and John Johnson, little hesitation, able to turn the corner and complete.
8 points for John Johnson as he took it right at the big man, Frank Kaminsky, to lay it up and in. What a sequence there for Penn State. State, which has now cut that lead back down to 4 with 1:01 to go. So the Nittany Lions absolutely refuse to go away. Keeping in mind what they did on Thursday, beating number 22 Ohio State 65-63 to beat the Buckeyes. Jackson will bring it up for Wisconsin. Here comes the double.
If you're this deep in the shot clock and you're at Penn State, you don't want to foul because it will go to a common foul. You're under 20 now. You just have to lock up, play good defense, and clean up the mess if there's a miss.
Shot clock is at 10. Game clock at 35. Jackson weaving his way. Difficult shot. Taken by Taylor behind his head and the outlet. Ross is following. He missed the layup. Ross Travis couldn't complete it. There's the next play by Frazier with the follow.
Coach Pat Chambers wants the foul. He wants a chance at the and one. Ross Travis not able to convert off the dribble drive and the cleanup. It's just a difficult shot. His body and momentum was going one way. The shot tried to come the other. But Tim Frazier, who has been held in check because of foul trouble most of the afternoon there to clean up the mess. That's a difficult shot for Travis, a right-handed player. His body momentum was taking him to the left. There's no foul there. That's just a good conversion by Tim Frazier, who ends up on the deck.
8 points for Frazier. That rebound, by the way, was his 500th of his career. So now he's only the second player in conference history with over 1,000 points, over 500 rebounds, and over 600 assists. Now, this is his last home game as a senior, but senior night was on Thursday. And that incredible win against Ohio State, the emotion of that senior night event.
And Frazier delivering as he has throughout the course of his career at Penn State. Played a secondary role when guys like Taylor Battle were here, but has ascended to being not just a great player, but a great student athlete. He's a finalist for the Senior Class Award. Just a tremendous, tremendous young man.
Especially after the Achilles ankle injury last year in the 4th game of the season. He is the all-time leader in assists at Penn State.
Now for Wisconsin, they have to be cognizant of the fact they can run the baseline on the make. He's not anchored there.
An immediate foul by Newbill.
That's smart. If you can't get the initial steal, that was still the 9th common foul, so it's not a 2-shot foul. So Jackson's going to have to make the first to earn the second.
Jackson so far in the game, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, as Nigel Hayes will come in to replace Kaminsky. 66-64 with Trayvon Jackson at the free throw line.
And if you are Penn State, you have to assume the miss. You cannot allow an offensive rebound in this situation, and Trayvon Jackson calmly makes that point move.
10 points in the game for Trayvon Jackson, a junior from Westerville, Ohio.
He just stroked those like he's just in his backyard. How about the calm demeanor by Trayvon Jackson?
3 of 4 from the line for Jackson. Newbill wants a 3. Big high rebound, out of bounds.
I think they're probably going to go to the monitor on this and see where the ball went off. And again, I understand you're down 4, but there's no reason to settle for this 3. Get to the rim, continue to extend the game. And this is a play that they do have the opportunity to go and check the monitor. That was a play that actually, ironically, was put in place because of what happened to another Big Ten team, Illinois, in the NCAA tournament versus Miami. They can go to the monitor and determine where this ball was last touched. It looks like it might have been Kaminsky who had his, or Decker rather, that had his hands on the ball last. The determining factor, Tom, is going to be, is there enough indisputable visual proof to have that overturned? And Decker and Taylor are both there. The initial call went to Taylor. The officials say, hey, there's not enough to overrule it. Wisconsin will come the other way.
Very, very close. They looked at the monitor, and Wisconsin will maintain possession. So Jackson has to be fouled quickly by Ross Travis, and there are just 7 seconds to go in the game. So Penn State was able to cut this lead all the way down to 2. They had done it on 2 occasions previous where they got it to 3, so they continued to chip away. But there is a reason this Wisconsin team is number 14 in the country and working on a 6-game winning streak.
They do not do anything to help you beat them. They take care of the basketball. They don't foul. They don't send it to the foul line. Not going to give you a whole lot of easy opportunities. Penn State was able to get in the lane and get the vast majority of their buckets, but it appears if everything holds out here and Trayvon Jackson continues his job from the foul line, that Wisconsin will walk out of here with their 7th straight conference win.
"13 points for Jackson. 5 free throws in a row, including the last 4 over the last couple of minutes. Frazier all the way to the rim. That's double figures for Frazier with 10, and now another quick foul. Gosser will be at the free throw line. 2.3 seconds to go. So Newbill gets the foul there for Penn State.
And you had no choice but to foul Gosser. You can't be picky in these situations, but Gosser, again, 88% from the line on the year.
And he's made all 4 of his attempts thus far with just 2.3 seconds to go. Kept alive and out of bounds. 0.3 seconds to go, but it will be Badger basketball. So Penn State was able to cut it to 2. Couldn't get any closer. The Badgers are going to escape University Park with the win. What an effort by the Badgers who get the 71-66 win. They've now won 7 in a row in the series. They've now won 7 in a row this season. And a great effort. Tim Frazier, the senior, playing his final game here at Bryce Jordan Center. Nice game from Taylor as well, right in front of him. Really good sportsmanship between the 2 teams as well. So once again, it is the 71-66